Welcome back, fellow traveler. Today I want to talk to you about things you need to know when traveling to Canada. There are a lot of misconceptions about Canada and about Canadians, so I felt that it was important to let people know what the real deal is with regards to these aspects in Canada. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to highlight is that Canada is a huge country. So huge, in fact, that if you were to go from St. John's, Newfoundland to Vancouver, by plane, it would take you 8 hours and 55 minutes. And if you wanted to go by car, you'd have to drive all 7,000 plus kilometers, and it would take you 77 hours in one shot to go there. So if you plan on traveling to Canada, don't think you can go to Toronto and then go to Calgary for an afternoon and come back. This is not like a lot of other European countries or the situation in Southeast Asia. The country is huge. These are not small countries, so you're not gonna be able to go to one place quite quickly. Now, plan out your trip ahead of time, and you can visit multiple cities, but do know it takes a long time. The next thing you need to know is that Toronto is not the capital of Canada. A lot of people think that because it's Canada's largest city and there are a lot of things going on there, that it is the capital. That is not the case. And a lot of maps actually misrepresent this. So if you want to go to the capital region of Canada, you can go to Ottawa. That is only a few hours northeast of Toronto. And there's a lot to do in Ottawa, but really Toronto is the biggest city, but not the capital. The next thing to highlight is that if you want to bring maple syrup out of the country, you do need to declare it on your customs form when you enter your country of origin. It is a food, and some places it is banned or it is regulated. So do make sure that you check your own custom laws before bringing maple syrup home. And another thing is that maple syrup oftentimes is not allowed on an aircraft. So that's one other thing. Pack it in your checked-in luggage to make sure that you're not going to have your maple syrup confiscated. The next thing that we need to highlight is that Canada is not always cold. If you're looking to go to Canada because you want to see a winter wonderland, you will still have to come during the winter months. There are a lot of areas in Canada that have varying temperatures because it is such a large country. As an example, Vancouver rarely gets to be in freezing levels. You will see snow in the mountains or on an unusually cold day, but in terms of averages, the temperature rarely falls below 4 degrees centigrade in Vancouver. And if you are a Fahrenheit user, that is about 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So it doesn't get that cold comparative to other places in the country. Now, the last thing I want to highlight, which is probably the most important thing to my heart, is a Poutine. Now, you might hear it called Poutine or Poutine or whatever. No, that's the way the Ontarians call it, and it's completely wrong. It's called a Poutine. And if you want a true version, because let's face it, you can get poutines pretty much anywhere in the world these days. It's become one of those things where people like to have it across the globe. So people have brought it and made it their own with various culinary twists. We even have high-end restaurants in New York City offering gourmet poutines. But regardless, if you want the best, the greasiest type of poutine that you could ever have, you got to head into the Montreal area, head into the suburbs, and go and grab a poutine at a local hockey arena. So you just go into the neighborhood. There are skates that indicate where the nearest arena are. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's a sign with a skate on it with an arrow. Follow those. You'll get to an arena. It's best to go after supper because that's when all the minor league hockey teams are playing. And then from there, that's when the little restaurants or stands, chip stands in the arena are open. Go grab a small poutine and then thank yourself as you watch some minor league hockey play. It's quite an experience to be had. I highly recommend it. Check it out. Now, the exception to this is that if you're in Montreal proper, you do need to head to the Banquise. It is probably the best poutine that I have ever had in my life. Head there if you can. If not, head to a local hockey arena. You'll thank me later. And there you have it. Those are my top 10 things to know about Canada. If you are a Canadian or you've traveled to Canada and you think there's something else that's worth highlighting, let me know in the comments below. I would love to share it with the rest of the community. And if you'd like to check out some of my other videos, you can do that on screen right now. And if you'd like to subscribe, which would really help the channel, that'd be great. You can do that on screen as well. Until next time, safe traveling.